What's going on, everybody? My name is Paul. Welcome back to my channel, Improve Man. I am 44 years old, 10 years now happily married, two beautiful 5-year-old children, and everything is going good in the right direction. So, why do I think that is? Well, first of all, before I met my wife, I was never married before. Okay, so before I met my wife, I've had two very long-term relationships, meaning long-term. One was about 5 years old, and the second one was about 5 years old as well. And those didn't work out. We never got married, and that's it. And there was no connections, no children from those relationships, no any other thing like that. So I went through my relationship experiments, you could say, the same thing as my wife. My wife had a long-term relationship before that, shorter ones after that, not a lot, maybe a couple, and that's it. And then one day we ended up with a mutual friend. And at the time that we kind of found out that we both know them, we were both single. We're the same exact age. And I just invited my wife on Facebook to be friends. Never spoken to her before. But she accepted it because she saw that we have a mutual friend, a close friend, and that's how it started. Then her friend got us kind of a meeting in a park together, all three of us, to kind of get to know each other and things like that. Then we went out to a club one time, and it just started off like that. But the marriage, we got married about 2 years after meeting each other. So we didn't go out together for a very long time. We were older already, so we really got down to the nitty-gritty, meaning we were talking to each other a lot on what our values are, what we're looking for in life, what our goals are, how many kids we want to have. We automatically knew, what religion we are. Not everybody has to be religious. I'm just talking about me. And we wanted to see how compatible we are, especially with our values and our goals. And they were super close. We wanted the same thing from family. We wanted kind of the same thing financially and lifestyle and things like that. So that was very, very big for us. And then we got married. And yes, in the beginning, when you're living apart, it's completely different. And then when you get married, and even sometimes people before start living together, it's totally different. It's a totally different beast. You find out everything about the other person. There's nothing you can hide anymore. Things you like to do. If you're not honest while you're going out, you're never going to be honest. And it's going to come out during that period of the relationship in the beginning, and it's just not going to be a good response from the other part of the couple. So if my wife didn't know something about me before we got married, that would have been a big surprise, maybe disappointment or whatever it might be. But we made sure that we spoke about pretty much everything we possibly could, and what we like, what we don't like, things that we want, and all that stuff. So we were pretty well prepared to start a life together. And then as we got married, of course, my wife, got pregnant. That happened during the pandemic. She got pregnant, and we had the two kids, and it was very stressful in the beginning. You get like 3 hours of sleep, and the babies wake up crying. They want food. But I made sure personally, that I was helping her with every possible thing that I can possibly help with. I was changing diapers. I was doing all the shopping. I was getting up in the middle of the night sometimes to feed the kids, knowing that she was exhausted and tired, helping in the kitchen, working at my job, providing whatever needed to be provided. That needs to happen, especially for the next few years, as things kind of fall into place and you guys understand your roles better. But you should help as much as you possibly can. Each partner supports the other. My wife supports me with what I'm doing. I'm, growing my business. She's supporting me in that as much as she possibly can. I have some YouTube channels that are monetized already. She's supporting me in that, and she's happy for me when I succeed and grow bigger and things like that. And for her, I always keep telling her, because she worked for a company before for 17 years, and she got let go during the pandemic, which was very surprising to us, because she was a good worker for them, good manager position. And they were downsizing. They used the excuse that she just had kids, and they knew she won't be available as much as they would like her to be. And I think it just went downhill from there. But since that decision and since she lost that job, I keep telling her to not ever go and work for somebody else anymore, ever. It has to be where she has a lot of interests, a lot of hobbies, a lot of things she likes to do. And I think she would be so much better off doing her own thing, having her own business. And I believe her. I believe in her in that. And I know that she can succeed and do really good at it. So I'll do everything I possibly can to support my family until she's able and ready to start her own things. She has an idea of what she wants to do, and we'll go in that way. And I have no problem with that. Of course, if I didn't have my business and financially I would be really, really struggling, things between us might be much more stressful. But since I'm doing okay and the business is growing, it's in the third year right now, and it's growing from year to year. I'm punctual. I do good work. I make sure I do everything I possibly can to have good customer service, deal with customers well, do good work, don't overpromise, be transparent, all that stuff. If you do your business the right way and be honest about it, you'll have customers. Your business will grow. So the financial part of it definitely helps us be a good couple, because we're not stressed about money. Sometimes a little bit, yes, it does happen, but we're not crazy stressed about money. So I think that's a very big, very big part of it. I've had examples from my family, meaning my dad and my mom. As far as I can remember, most of the time, probably 80-90% of the time, they were always worried about finances. They were always stressed when the money is coming in and what the bill's getting paid from. Or if they wanted to buy something new, they couldn't really afford it, so they had to save up for it or use a credit card on it or whatever it might be. And it's not a good example either. I'm going in another direction. I'm not trying to create a lot of debt for myself, which I can't pay off, and all that other stuff. So doing, you could say, negative things, my parents taught me a lesson to do more positive things financially. So I'm just trying to make sure we don't have the same issues, because I know what kind of stress financial problems may put on a relationship. Doesn't matter how much you guys love each other. If you have a lot of stress, you're going to have problems. You're going to have fights. You're going to have issues. You're going to be angry at each other because one person's going to be unhappy. The other person is not contributing as much, and they're doing everything they can and all that stuff. So it creates a lot of stress. And we wanted to do everything possible to avoid that stress, because if we're stressed and we're fighting with each other, what kind of an example are we giving our kids? What kind of an example are we giving our kids? Not a good one. So I'm doing everything I can to avoid that. So it's the end of year. We're in year 3 on our business. We're in year 10 on our relationship and our marriage, and we're super happy. We're crazy honest with each other. We tell each other everything, the smallest things. We're honest with each other financially. We're honest with each other with our fears and worries and all that other stuff. We're very honest with each other in our intimacy, in our intimate life. So that's why I think we have no issues. That's why I think it's working. And if you or anybody else, if you can take what I'm telling you and use it in your life to have a really good relationship, that's awesome. But you have to remember, you can want to do all those things that I told you, but if you don't have the right person, you can be as honest as you can, and you can be as open, as transparent with them, financially and all that stuff. Doesn't mean that other person is going to be. So we're just two people that found out about each other in the beginning, that we have the same values, the same goals, and we're going to be honest with each other, period. We wanted to make this work, and we're making it work. 10 years now, guys, and there's completely no issues. We never had a huge fight. We have arguments and disagreements. We've never had a huge fight. So I am married. I'm 44 years old, and this is why I am happily married for 10 years now. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you soon.